and gentlemen, one of the privilege of aging like a wine is that you have many stories to share and cherish with your friends. And today it's my delight to share one with you. I'm taking you back to the year same as Mayank took you to. I'm not the active listener. In 2014, the year was historic for our country. Do you know why? Prime Minister Modi was elected as the first time Prime Minister at that time started making footprint of his leadership onto our country. But that year was special for me for many more reasons. Two special people were born in that year that had significant impact on my life. One was my son. His name is Mayank, 9-year-old boy now, class 4. I'm sure many of you would be having those young kids around you, either as your relatives or as children of you as well. They are so very special. They add that brightness into our life in many ways. Can you guess which was the second one? I told you two people were born in that year. We discussed it in today's meeting.
You as a father.
Me as a father, that's an interesting one. I have a little bit older father than that. Any other guesses? We discussed it. Harsh mentioned it in this meeting.
What a wonder.
When Toastmaster Club was born, and see the coincidence. May was the time when Prime Minister took the oath. June was the time when Eloquent was born, and July was the time when my son was born. People who are born after 2010. Anyone has heard what that generation is? We have heard about Generation X, Gen Z. Gen Z is still 2010. 2010, after 2010. Anybody has heard? Generation Alpha. Alpha means first. They are the first generation. What does it mean? People call it all. They are actually called Generation Alpha. And the reason is that, of course, they are a little more different than perhaps the generations before. They were the one born with a smartphone in the hand. Not literally, but you know what I mean. And nowadays, one of the biggest challenge for the parenthood is to manage them, is to take the smartphone away from their hand. And my daughter Prisha Agarwal plays a key role in us trying to manage ours. And I'm sure that's one challenge which most of you can relate to. We keep telling them, use phone less. They never listen to us. Have you ever thought why? I'll leave you with that thought. And let me take you forward. A little more backward, I would say. Cut to, in my first stance as leadership, I was a young professional like many of you are. First hand at leadership. There were two people reporting to me. And I was put into a job which was completely new to me. I had done the theoretical part of it, but practically it was completely new for me. And it is one of the dreaded job of accountants called reconciliation, inter-office reconciliation. Today it happens automatically, but those times it was to be done manually. And I can tell you, I had absolute no clue how to manage it except for the theoretical part. When I started working on it, one of the very unique thing happened at that time. Not only I was new, but my team member was also new. So you can imagine how great was my luck. He was also taking over while I was taking. And me, as a first-time leader, excited, enthusiastic. I was following up with him. Is it going okay? All is well? He's saying yes. He had this very unique feature about himself, and that was his smile. Let's call him Mr. Happy. Even if there is fire all around him, you will see him like this smiling. I can imagine such a lovely character. And I asked him on one Friday evening, that was the deadline of reconciliation. How are we placed? He said, we are placed good. We'll do it, sir. We are doing it. Yes, it will take a little late in the night, but we will complete it and do it. Next morning, he met me in the bus itself while we were coming to office. And I asked him, how's it? Sir, mostly completed, just perhaps an hour or so. The deadline had already passed. I said, fine. I came to office. Another 2, 3 hours passed. I said, where are we? Yeah, we are trying, but it's not happening. I realized something is wrong. I sat on the chair myself. I thought it's the time for me to dirty my hands. And I realized that things fell like a house on cards, one after the other, a domino effect. We were in a mess. It took us 40 hours of slogging, many pleading and prodding to come out of that mess. And finally, I was out of it. And my colleague, I did my best to try and help him learn how to manage that role. But these experiences left me with two key learnings. First one, we say words matter a lot, but my learning was perhaps words are a bit overrated. Actions speak far louder than words. No matter how many times you explain, you will have to do it for others to follow. And as Benjamin Franklin said, tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. Second key learning was that as a leader, you have to own success and failures, the direction, the speed, the results. You may not always succeed, but it's very important to take lesson from each of the failure and improve step by step. As Mahatma Gandhi said, and you all would have heard, be the change you want to see. In Toastmaster community, we have this amazing opportunity to hone our leadership skills. Join the EC or join the district leadership. Practice the leadership skill. Guys, KFP syndrome, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? How does it matter? It is going to matter the day you are going to leave one of the Gen Alpha. Over to you,